Is Winston sane or insane? How does our society determine what is sane or insane? Behavior or deviant behavior or believes in an idea or a creed, that is totally different from the opposite to that of an entire society. Is that person insane? So, to answer this, I think Winston, in the beginning, to himself, but to the outside world, he was totally insane by, one, writing a journal, and two, just not believing in Big Brother's cause, and three, having a relationship with Julia. This is absolutely insane to the outside world, but to Winston, he was sane to himself. But I think insanity is kind of subjective to the person's beliefs. So people who are like insane in our society today don't know that, so to themselves they're sane. But how does this relate back to the book is that he was sane to himself, but once he went to room 101, got the rats, had to answer the questions, he became sane to himself, but then returned back to sane once he believed in Big Brother's cause. I mean, that's how that goes. But the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, but expecting a different result. And when Winston was answering the question 2 plus 2 and he was saying equals 4 and would get beat again, he was expecting a different result from O'Brien because I kind of trusted him, but not to the point that he used to. And once he answered 5 and realized what the cause was and loved Big Brother again, he became sane again. And the next question that I want to ask is reality or is reality subjective to the person? Can two people see the same reality differently? If so, which is the real reality? Again, I think it's subjective because Winston grew up in a different reality. Leah did not. She grew up in a reality of only Big Brother. Winston had a time where he wasn't completely enveloped by this cause, and I believe that's why his reality was we can stop this, when in reality he could not. But he saw it differently. And there's no reality that is correct or incorrect, I think, because it's all up to what the person wants to believe. Because people who are starving right now in different believe when they get like food that this is the best thing ever, but us in a first world nation, when we get food, it's kind of whatever, we kind of take it for granted. But in their reality, if they lived here, this would almost be like a heaven type state. For the next question, should government restrict personal freedoms in order to violence and crime? So, to what extent? Where do we line and why? Personally, I don't think governments should restrict personal freedoms to take crime and violence away. I mean, other than like of the freedom that you're not allowed to just go out and that's not what I mean. I mean by like taking away certain things like books, phrases, just so that like say you took the word homicide away and you expect for murders to stop happening. That's can't do that. Or like taking guns away also doesn't help violence or crime. But like in the book 1984 by George Orwell, they take away personal freedom, such as words, books, and literature. Um, that, I guess, in turn takes away violence and crime because it literally can't exist without certain words being able to prompt those types of things. But overall, I think that governments should take it away. They should just regulate, I guess, what type of things are allowed and what types of things aren't allowed. For the last and final question, O'Brien says that proles will never revolt, sees the proles as the only hope for change. Which man is right and why? I think at this point, the proles are bred into this famine type idea of their like items could go away. And when we're reading Razor, because I guess the parts of Oceano's machines are broken, I thought was a type of control for Big Brother to keep the pro wraps so things up and maybe revolt. So I think, and sadly, O'Brien's won't change. Already do to discourage the proles and war technique successful? I guess I already answered that with the famine and the restricting of items, so they can't. They have to literally rely on the state to feed them and give them their items to run their little life. And going along with that again, do you see any in the lives of proles in our own? I think the sell things, barter and trading, so that they can live like we do. But other than the fact that there's like terrorist attacks against them, I mean, I guess that's kind of true with us, but we don't see that where we live. Hopefully not. Um, Pearl don't draw similarities at yeah, the things. Thank you guys for listening. This is all I have.